pick.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Negotiate.
800 bucks.
900.
850.
Close.
Are we doing it? It's a deal.
All right.
Score. Flying across the field feeling like that guy did in 1937.
They're the masters of the art of picking.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
Most of the time.
I'm going to give you $600. Nope.
Danielle Colby, best known as the spirited office manager on American Pickers, has long been more than just a reality TV personality. Beyond her role on the History Channel's hit show, Colby is a passionate advocate for burlesque, a vintage art form that blends theater, dance, and seduction. Now, she's bringing her love of burlesque history to the forefront with a groundbreaking exhibit at a Davenport museum, reimagining the art form's legacy and cultural significance. From reality TV to burlesque revival, Colby's fascination with burlesque began long before American Pickers made her a household name. A performer and historian at heart, she has spent years studying the golden age of burlesque, the mid-20th century, when icons like Gypsy Rose Lee and Tempest Storm captivated audiences with wit, glamour, and empowerment. Burlesque isn't just about taking clothes off, Colby explains. It's about storytelling, comedy, and reclaiming agency over one's body. It was one of the few spaces where women could be both bold and entrepreneurial in eras when that wasn't always encouraged. Her dedication led her to open 4 Miles to Memphis, a burlesque and vintage clothing boutique in Chicago, and later, she became a performer herself, adopting the stage name Danny Diesel. Now, she's taking her mission to preserve burlesque history even further by curating an immersive museum exhibit in Davenport, Iowa. The exhibit, a celebration of burlesque's golden age. The exhibit, titled Stripping History, The Art and Empowerment of Burlesque, is a multimedia experience featuring rare costumes, vintage posters, film clips, and interactive displays. Colby has spent years collecting artifacts, some from her own performances, others from private collectors and burlesque legends estates. Highlights include original costumes worn by legends like Lily St. Cyr and Blaze Starr, rare posters and playbills from 1940s to 1960s burlesque theaters, behind-the-scenes photography showcasing the artistry of makeup, choreography, and costume design, oral histories from retired performers, many of whom were pioneers in advocating for dancers' rights. One of the most striking pieces is a replica of Gypsy Rose Lee's infamous glove peel gown, accompanied by footage of her performances. Lee, one of burlesque's most famous stars, was known for her clever, slow-reveal acts that teased rather than exposed, blending humor with sensuality. Burlesque as feminist history. Colby is adamant that burlesque should be recognized as an important chapter in women's history. These women were entrepreneurs, she says. They ran their own shows, negotiated their own contracts, and often faced exploitation but still managed to carve out independence in a male-dominated industry. The exhibit doesn't shy away from the darker aspects of burlesque, the stigma, the legal battles, and the way the art form was often conflated with prostitution. But it also highlights how burlesque performers were early advocates for body positivity and sexual autonomy. Before modern feminism, these women were saying, "My body, my rules," Colby notes. That's revolutionary. Modern burlesque and cultural impact. While the exhibit focuses on burlesque's golden age, it also connects the dots to today's neo-burlesque revival. Performers like Dita Von Teese and contemporary troupes have brought burlesque back into the mainstream, blending vintage aesthetics with modern sensibilities. Colby sees this resurgence as proof of burlesque's enduring appeal. People crave authenticity and artistry in entertainment, she says. Burlesque is about celebrating individuality, whether that's through comedy, dance, or pure spectacle. Why Davenport? Davenport might seem an unlikely location for a burlesque exhibit, but Colby insists it's the perfect place. The Midwest has a rich entertainment history, she says. Burlesque wasn't just a New York or Vegas thing. It thrived in cities like Chicago, St. Louis, and yes, even Davenport. The museum hosting the exhibit, which has not yet been publicly named, is reportedly planning additional programming, including live performances and workshops. Colby hopes the exhibit will travel to other cities, spreading awareness of burlesque's cultural importance. A personal mission. For Colby, this project is deeply personal. I've always been drawn to forgotten history, she says. On American Pickers, we uncover lost treasures. With this exhibit, I'm doing the same thing, but instead of rusty signs and old motorcycles, it's the stories of incredible women who changed entertainment forever. She also sees it as a way to honor her late friend and mentor, Tempest Storm, one of burlesque's last living legends before her passing in 2021. Tempest was a force of nature, Colby recalls. She performed well into her 80s and never apologized for her life or her art. That's the spirit I want to keep alive. Conclusion: more than just a striptease. Stripping history isn't just an exhibit, it's a reclamation. By bringing burlesque into a museum setting, Colby is challenging perceptions and ensuring that the art form gets the respect it deserves. This isn't about nostalgia, she says. It's about recognizing that burlesque was, and still is, a radical act of self-expression. And that's worth celebrating. The exhibit is set to open later this year, with Colby planning special guest appearances from modern burlesque stars. For fans of American Pickers, it's a chance to see another side of Danielle Colby. For history buffs and feminists, it's an overdue tribute to a misunderstood art form. And for anyone who loves a good story, well, as burlesque proves, sometimes the best tales are the ones that leave a little to the imagination.